Good afternoon. Thank you for joining the conference committee on the Education Conference Committee. We are in conference room 229. Today is April 26, 2022. It is 3:00 p.m. We'll start with Senate Bill 2819. Our Senate conferees is myself as chair, Senator Misa Lucha as co-chair, Senators Kim and Favela.
Good afternoon, Senator. For the House, we have Woodson, Onishi, Eli as chairs, Pruso, Okimoto as manager.
Thank you. Chair, did you have a chance to look over the conference draft we handed you the other day?
We have the conference draft for reviewing it with the fine-tooth comb, and we'll continue to look at it. Can reschedule or reconvene.
We can, but the only thing we're doing is removing the classification from statute, which HST agrees with, so that in the future they can negotiate their own raises, etc., so that we don't have to put the differential, their monies, the compression money into the budget like we're doing, we have done for the past few years. So
Yep, we're almost there. Let's take a look at it a little bit more.
appreciate that. So we can reconvene on this tomorrow, April 27th at 3:00 in this room, 229.
Thank you.
Next, we have Senate Bill 2821 relating to menstrual equity. Senate conferees, myself as chair, Senator Misa Lucha co-chair, and Senator Favela member.
Woodson, Eli as chairs, Costellas, and Okimoto as manager.
Thank you, Chair. Did you have a chance to look at the CD1 that we gave you the other day?
We like this bill. We're going to request fin release. We have not done so yet.
You're going to request a what?
Fin release.
Okay, and all we did on this one was to change the effective date to July 1st, 2022.
Okay. So shall we
we'll
roll this?
Move this to Thursday, April 28th at 3:30 p.m. in this conference room 229. And I believe we will have some special guests joining us that day.
Okay.
Thank you, members. Next is Senate Bill 2081. This is relating to the Department of Education Commercial Enterprises Revolving Fund. For the Senate conferees, myself as chair, Senator Shimabukuro co-chair, Senator Favela member.
For the House, we have Woodson, Eli as chairs, Capella, Okimoto as manager.
Chair, did you have a chance to review the CD1 which we handed you the other day?
And we have a CD1 for this yet, Madam Chair.
Pardon me?
We don't have a CD1 for this yet, Madam Chair.
My apologies, we didn't give this to you the other day, so I'm handing it to you now.
Thank you. I'll take a look.
And basically, it just removes the appropriation language because the appropriation is in the budget and it just adds a clean effective date.
Okay, thank you.
So we can reconvene on this Wednesday, tomorrow, 4/27 at 3:00 p.m. in this conference room.
Okay.
Next, we have Senate Bill 2142 relating to computer science. Senate conferees are myself as chair. Senators Kim and Shimabukuro co-chairs, Senator Favela member.
On behalf of the House, we have Woodson, Takayama, and Eli as chairs, Gates, Okimoto as managers.
Chair, we are still working on CD1. And we have a few clarifying issues on the higher ed side that we need to work out. So can we reconvene on this tomorrow at 3:00 PM also in this conference room 229?
Okay,
Chair.
thank you.
Moving on to Senate Bill 2184 relating to digital learning. Senate conferees, myself as chair, Senator Misa Lucha co-chair, and Senator Favela member.
On behalf of the
Chair,
House, we have Woodson Eli as chairs, Castillas and Okimon as manager.
thank you. Chair, we are drafting a CD1 with appropriation amounts. So the fund, because the funding is not in the budget on this bill, and may be needed. So may we come back on this tomorrow with the CD1? Tomorrow, 4/27 at 3:00 PM in room 229.
Thank you.
Next, we have Senate Bill 2186. This is relating to public school land transfers. Senate conferees are myself as chair, Senators Inouye and Kanuha as co-chairs, and Senator Favela as member.
We have Woodson, Tarnas, and Eli as chairs, Clark and Okimoto as manager.
Chair, have you had a chance to review the CD1?
We're looking over it now. There's a lot of TMKs, but we'll be ready shortly.
Yes, there are a lot of TMKs. Again, the CD1 adds 2 TMKs. One is the Kihei High School and another one is a Dewey facility. So amends TMK for Anui Nui Elementary and additional language to assist with conveyance of land. So if we can reconvene on this bill tomorrow again, April 27th at 3:00 PM in this conference room 229.
Okay, thank you.
Next is Senate Bill 3091. This is relating to options for students in Department of Education schools. Senate conferees are myself as chair, Senator Taniguchi as co-chair, Senator Favela as member.
We have Woodson and Eli as chairs, Costellas and Okimoto as manager.
Have we given you the CD1 on this yet?
We do not have the CD. Oh, actually, we do have it.
Okay,
And so I haven't looked at it, obviously.
yeah, so basically this just affects the date to July 1, 2022. And also clarifies how students can earn school credit for commercial enterprises.
Okay, we'll take a quick look at that.
Okay, if we can reconvene to tomorrow, Wednesday, April 27th at 3:00 PM in this conference room.
Okay. Thank you.
Next is Senate Bill 3092 relating to commercial enterprises in schools. Myself as chair, Senators Taniguchi and Kanuha as co-chairs, Senator Favela as member.
We have Woodson and Eli as chairs, Capella, Okimoto as managers.
The CD1 basically just affects the date to July 1st, 2022. And waiting for your approval of the CD1.
Okay. I'll take a look at this tonight.
Okay. We'll reconvene tomorrow, April 27th at 3:00 in this conference room.
Thank you. Next, we have HB 2000, HD1, SD1 regarding school facilities and preschool appropriation. On behalf of the House, we have Woodson and Eli as chairs, Capella and Okimoto as manager.
On behalf of the Senate, myself as chair, Senator Keith Agaron, co-chair, Senator Favela, member.
Thank you, Senator. This looks straightforward, ready to go. So we're going to request bin release if you're amenable to that.
Yes.
So we roll this until tomorrow, 3:00 PM,
And this
room
conference room.
229.
Yes.
Yes, the 27th.
Yes.
Thank you. You're adjourned.
Good afternoon, convening this conference committee on Tuesday, April 26th, 4:45 PM in conference room 229. HB 1488 relating to tuition. On behalf of the House, myself and Ilagan as co-chairs, Clark, Bert Kobayashi, and Okimoto as members.
Okay, and for the Senate, myself as chair, Senator Inoue co-chair, and Fazella as a member.
Senator, on this bill, we only really differ on the length of time
Correct.
from the time you graduate from a Hawaii high school till the time you lose your residency eligibility for tuition purposes. You have 2 years and we have 8.
Mhm. We originally had one, and we
Yeah,
upped it to 2. We found out that residency occurs only if you pay taxes in a state and create residency. If you go to school and you're gone for 4 years and you don't pay taxes, you come back, you still have your residency. So most of us who went away from school for 4 years came back and still had our residency.
no, understood. I think in the case of some people who graduate from high school, like the author of the bill, they may choose to move to the mainland and actually establish residency in another state, perhaps drive in an Uber in Las Vegas and decide, well, this isn't what I want. I want to come back to school. And I think it's a way of reversing the brain drain at very little cost to the state.
Well, it's our position that if you're going to create residency in another state, then you choose to do that. But yeah, Senate feels that 2 years is ample time. And if you don't declare residency, then you still have your residency here, no
Yeah.
matter how many years you're gone.
Well, it's our thought that since this only applies to graduates from Hawaii high schools, that these are really our Hawaii kids that, we're trying to bring back, whether they're in their early 20s or late 20s, they're still, relatively young and may choose to try something different. And we should, to me, keep open the option of bringing them back for, what better reason than higher education.
Well, if they do decide to take residency in another state, coming back and waiting 1 year is not so much of a problem.
Well, it is a disincentive because, other schools like private universities here don't have that 1 year requirement. They could establish enrollment at any of those schools and we lose them. So it's our thought that that's a minimal cost, that you're only losing non-resident tuition for 1 year and at the possibility of bringing back a number of students that might not otherwise come back to Hawaii. So-
That might be micromanaging. So at this point, I don't think we have an agreement. So we can roll it over and
Okay, well, it was only our thought that we thought that we might compromise with a number in between 2 and 8.
The Senate compromised from 1 to 2, and from our talks with the university, they can agree to 2, and that's where we're at. So
Yeah, I've discussed it with the UH as well, and they're open to the possibility of extending it, so.
well, they can always grant it on their own. They can waive tuitions. They have that ability.
No, so do we.
Yeah, but
through
you know,
statute.
like you said, you rather let them do some of their things internally, and it shouldn't be in a statute. So,
Okay,
to be
well, Senator,
consistent.
let's agree to disagree for now
Mhm.
and come back to this
Sure, certainly.
4 o'clock tomorrow
Great.
here in this place.
Oracle.
Yes.
Okay, moving on, we are on. Senate Bill 2359, Senate Draft 1, House Draft 1, relating to University of Hawaii conferees. For the Senate, myself as chair, Kidani Shimabukuro co-chairs, and Favela is the member.
Thank you, Senator. On this, on behalf of the House, myself and Todd as co-chairs, Clark and Okimoto as members.
Okay, I think the only difference is that the House establishes in each county. I believe we are silent on that. I don't have a problem with that. So we
Okay.
could agree to the House version.
Okay,
We don't have any clearance, so we'd have to ask for land.
so this doesn't have an appropriation amount, right?
No, but
Okay.
but they still are,
There's still,
WAM, yeah, we have a
Yeah,
WAM
okay.
referral, so we still have to get that. So 4 PM tomorrow.
okay,
Staff will send a memo.
okay.
Okay, it brings us to the last item on the agenda, Senate Bill 3374, Senate Draft 1, House Draft 1, relating to University of Hawaii Community College. This is the workforce development conferees, myself as chair, Senator Wakai, co-chair, and Senator Favela.
Thank you. On behalf of the House, myself and Todd as co-chairs, Representatives Capella and Okimoto as members.
I believe that only difference is that we have an effective date and blank appropriation
Yes.
for this. And I did check with our WAM, and we would have liked to propose to put into the bill 8 positions at $1.5 million.
Okay,
And ask for that and see if they grant it or less or,
okay. Will you prepare a CD on this?
yes, we will.
Okay,
Okay, and we'll roll this over to tomorrow as well at 4 PM
okay,
in this room.
yes.
With that, we'll conclude.